What's up? We're a lunchtime conversation.
Okay, we've got a really special episode today. We've talked about this or hinted about this stuff 50 bazillion times.
In every episode we've talked about.
Yes, we are finally going to allow Trevin to talk about nanobots.
And I am so excited.
Okay, take it away.
It's going to be a fun ride. So, nanobots, maybe to catch people up with what nanobots are, they are miniature robots, like the size of your blood, like your red blood cells, or even smaller. And I think the first thing people are going to say is, how in the hell would we ever have something that small? So, to start this episode off with, I want to ask some questions. How big was the first computer? Let's just go off weight. How much did the first computer weigh?
Oh, it was like 2 tons or something, wasn't it? Like a ton.
Dude, I'm saying tons as well. Like it was, I have a probably easier time saying scale than I do weight.
I want to do weight though, because I got the info and it is mind-boggling.
Like a couple thousand pounds.
Yeah, I'm thinking like
so far.
I'm thinking
off.
like 10 to 20,000 pounds.
It's 30 tons.
Wow!
Holy shit!
60,000 pounds.
Wow.
It was 1,800 square feet. It was made of 17,000.
I was gonna say like the size of a warehouse was probably the first computer.
It was huge. It was 17,000 vacuum tubes, 1,500 relays, 70,000 resistors. I don't even know what some of this stuff is, but it's huge.
And it can only hold one song.
Yes, there was.
It couldn't even hold that.
10,000 capacitors. Like it was crazy, and just the limited stuff that it would do. Like so, that laptop or not laptop, that computer could only do 5,000 addition problems per second. Today's laptops, that's where I messed up. Today's laptops can do several billion operations per second.
Yeah.
Not addition problems, several billion operations per second.
Dude, it's insane at the scale of which computers have grown over the years.
And
it's not like it's exponential. It's not even like a graph of how it's grown slowly.
Oh, yes, it's just shot through the roof.
Oh, yeah.
So that's where it's very easy to get into this realm of nanobots are possible. Like we even look at how big computers are to how big they are now. Our phones are supercomputers. The things they can do, the videos they can capture, the editing they can do, like it's crazy how fast technology has come. And so that's what nanobots are. They would be the next step to where there are robots that are so small, and they're actually doing clinical trials right now with animals. So as I was doing my research, they're doing clinical trials. So what are they doing? They're sending these robots in.
They're little nanobots.
They're
like literal
small little robots. Okay. One thing they're doing is they're going in and they're fighting cancer cells, and they're delivering the drugs specifically to the cancer cells.
That's a real thing.
Yes, that
Holy
they're
shit.
testing and trying to do.
Yeah. How are they powered? That's like my question.
Just by small little batteries and small magnets. Like the one that I saw is it had magnets that would help the propulsion system for it to swim around in the bloodstream to be able to find the area. Like it's crazy, and it's gonna. I'm excited for it because I think it's awesome. So getting that's some of the science stuff that's really happening. We can get into the sci-fi stuff too. There's 281 superheroes and villains on the superhero database website that use nanobot technology.
Really?
So it's like superhero powers?
Not just they use like there's like Iron Man.
Like Iron Man, yeah.
Iron Man has a nanobot suit. Like he just punches a button on his shirt and the nanobots cover his body and turn into the Iron Man suit. So that's an example of how it's been used in comics, which there's a lot of scientists that say we love sci-fi because it brings up ideas.
Inspiration on what we
Yes, it brings up inspiration of things of, okay, well, what could we do to make it better in the future? So the medical thing is the thing I'm most excited about, to be able to deliver drugs specifically to where they need to go to target the pain receptors that are causing issues. So there's some really, really cool stuff from a medical standpoint when it comes to nanobots. What have you heard, and what's your thoughts on nanobots before we dive into it more?
I actually haven't heard anything about nanobots, like specifically, but I've never thought that maybe not never, but I believe that it is a thing that we will get to one day.
Yeah.
Knowing how small we can get things and just how incredible the advancements in technology are. We could get there, but what they actually do, that's where I start getting skeptical. That's where I start it blows my mind. How are these things powered for more than like 10 seconds?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
But just because you don't understand it don't mean it's not possible.
Exactly. And I'm not saying it's not possible, but it blows my freaking mind that you could.
You know how your cell phone works? You don't know how your cell phone works.
Right. Still blows my mind. And then how do you make millions of these things and then pour them into someone's body and hope that they do the right thing? Like, how does, you know what I mean?
Who says the charging station isn't in the body? Who says that you get your appendix taken out, but in place they put a charging station for these nanobots that as they're going throughout the bloodstream,
Oh, dude, that'd be
stop
sick.
there, they charge up, then they go back to
Oh man, dude, hell yeah!
But you
Put a
know
battery in me.
Some Osmosis Jones. But
So I actually didn't think nanobots were a real thing. I thought it was like a theory or something that we're working towards. I didn't know we actually had real nanobots kind of in scientific testing phases.
Yeah, they're testing it and they're doing things, and obviously we're at the 30 ton, 60,000 pounds stage right now with nanobots.
Right.
They're bulky,
Which
they're
is
not doing
that's
great.
scary to think about that how small they are. We're at that stage with them.
Yeah, but what's crazy is like it wasn't very long that computers got this much.
100 years,
Yeah,
if that
Like-
even, not even that, right?
so much better and so much quicker. So I bet you in our lifetime we'll start to see more nanobot technology from a medical standpoint.
And that's
I would bet in the long term that's where it could get so crazy and so sci-fi with it.
so I heard of like the medical applications of like fixing cancer, tumors, and wiping that stuff out,
Yeah.
delivering medications to you or all
Yep.
that stuff. But you're saying that there's ideas out there beyond medical application with nanobots.
Yeah.
There's Iron Man level ideas that are
yes.
hopefully being tested to some degree
Well, and I don't know if they're being tested, but that would
or
be the-
developed.
yeah,
the
that's
ideas.
that's what they would want to work on and have come to fruition. So, which would be crazy. Have you seen the movie Upgrade?
Yeah, that movie's sick with Matt Damon.
No, you're
Oh,
thinking
that's downsizing. Never mind. Upgrade.
Yeah.
That's total
Yeah, yeah.
opposite of what you said.
Upgrade is where he gets the chip implanted and like it takes over and like fights people for him. But then there's other people
I don't know
that
if I've
have
seen that.
nanobots in them. Oh man, that one dives into it. This is where me and my brother talked about this. There's other people that have nanobots in their body that help them fight, and they're great fighters. But one thing it can do is like they can pretend sneeze, and there'd be nanobots that fly into the air and go into you and change your brain chemistry so that you would do what I want you to.
So that
Holy
right there, what
shit.
you just said is a very scary application for
Yes.
think about war.
oh yeah,
I'm sitting in a room with Hitler or Stalin or all these like crazy bad guys, and I go, chew. And I just delivered a toxic chemical or nanobot
no,
to everybody in there that can get delivered. And now it just shuts their brain off.
No, it doesn't shut their brain off. It goes into them, and Hitler's like, "You're right. I should stop the war." He calls everyone, stops the war. It doesn't even have to be violence. It can just be brainwashing people or controlling
That's
them.
still just as scary.
I know. It's super
I think
scary.
before we get there, it's going to be like Dune, where you got those little needles that fly through the air and assassinate people.
yeah,
They'll be, they're piloted, whatever. We're going to
Yes.
have nano drones.
Oh, dude, we're going to launch a missile, and instead of like cluster bombs with big munitions, it's going to be nanobots over a country, and the wind just takes them.
and it would target the people that need to be targeted.
Yeah, dude. Oh, man.
Yeah, nano drone strikes.
Nano drone strikes.
Nano Obama. That's pretty good.
So yes, the implications, the health stuff is cool, and I hope it happens. The sci-fi stuff is where I think it could be crazy. Like that's going back to our first episode where we talked about what do you think about when you fall asleep. This is what I think about. Like if I got nanobots and that was my superpower, like what could I do? How could I?
How would you
fight crime?
control them?
Yeah, how would they make you better? How would you get super strength with nanobots in your bloodstream?
What I'm thinking about, too, I like how you pose that, because think about your fighting show or whatever you're talking about there that helps them fight, upgrade or whatever. Wouldn't the nanobots, because there's little robots, they're controlling your arms, showing you how to fight, right? That's what they're doing.
Yes, for one guy. The other people, it just enhances their strength. So what I'm thinking about from a sci-fi standpoint is if you have nanobots in your brain, it's going to help your receptors fire quicker, so that when you're in a boxing match, you can react quicker than the guy
Okay.
throwing the punches.
I was thinking it was like controlling your limbs through your
No.
bloodstream. I'm like, how does that not just rip you to shreds?
No, it's not. It's not controlling the muscles. It's
Okay.
helping you control the muscles. So, and then with that being said, like when you go to punch something hard, do the nanobots all of a sudden tighten up around your bone structure so that
To,
your
like,
bones don't
protect
break
it?
when you do hit something. So like that's the type of stuff.
Oh, that'd
from a
be sick,
sci-fi
dude. Your plane
standpoint.
crashes and your
Son of a bitch.
nanobots protect your spine and stuff.
Yes,
This is out there, man.
dude. That's what I think about. I'm like, oh, if you had nanobots, just the crazy, like
It's
you could
like
do
your
s-
magic. It's
It's very sci-fi for sure.
Oh yeah,
like, some people are into magic. Oh man, if I just had like a wand that would if I just had like kinetic powers, I could just think about it, and you're like, no, if I had nanobots. They
See,
would
and I'll
just
be
make
honest,
everything better.
I don't like what's the Dumbledore
Just magic.
no, what's his name? What's the series?
Harry Potter?
Harry Potter. I don't like Harry Potter, so I wonder if I just go nanobots because I still want to be able to
You
have these
recreate Harry
powers.
Potter, but instead of a wand, it's nanobots.
Yes,
The
exactly.
exact same movies, just
Yes, I
Nanobots.
go
Just sneezing on each
school and-
other. Take my nanobots.
So you're thinking that at some point if they're already testing them, there's going to be some kind of development with nanobots that enhances human.
Okay. I got there. I made that. My nanobots have made that connection in my brain. So the nanobots could essentially replace or take or enhance, like, let's say your red blood cells, right? Your red
Yes.
blood cells carry oxygen. Well, you put nanobots in there, they can carry more oxygen faster. Your red blood cells require your heart
To work
to
less.
push through your body to deliver oxygen. Well, the nanobots have their own propulsion system. They don't need the heart.
So your heart rate can stay down when you're running at a 3 mile pace,
Mm-hmm.
which is like
3 minute.
3 minute mile pace, which is so fast. But your heart rate's only at like 75
Because the
beats a minute.
nanobots are delivering oxygen to your extremities and everything. Your heart doesn't have to work as hard.
And your muscles have nanobots that are helping the oxygen get to where it needs to for the specific muscles and not go everywhere in your body.
Yep. And then you lose connections in your brain over time, right? Like the synapses
Yes.
block, but they can just rebuild those
Yeah.
or
You're talking about like curing
rebridge
dementia and
those.
Alzheimer's type
Yep,
stuff.
they rebridge those things that are missing.
But not even bridge those things. Yes, I guess bridge those things that are missing, but just enhance the things that are there. If you think about it, I've heard the rumor that we can only use 2% of our brain
I think
capacity.
that's a myth.
You really?
Yeah, I think that's
But
a myth.
I think about it, like I look back at my childhood. How many memories do you have from when you were 5 years old and younger?
None.
See,
Maybe
I
one.
have a few. Like I have a really good memory, so I have a few memories. But if the nanobots could enhance it, could I remember what it was like to be hugged by my mom and dad when I was 3 years old? And would that help my connection with my parents because I could see the holy shit, this is our firstborn son. We love him so much, and we give him, you know what I mean?
You can have like legit storage space, digital storage space or
Enhancement?
whatever.
to enhance your memories.
So your brain wouldn't need to hold on to those memories because your brain clears those out so that to make room for the things that matter
yes,
or what it thinks matters.
yes,
Nanobots would just say, "Hey, you cleared that out. Well, we'll hold on to it."
yeah. If you want to recall it, load it up.
That's some wild shit.
Yeah, but I'm down. Like, that's sick.
Yeah, but what if the government gets hold of it?
That's true. And they just flip the switch, and now nanobots just go
And
kill
now
everything.
you're brainwashed.
So, okay, I'll take you down a deeper rabbit hole of what I think about when I fall asleep. The way this happens to me is I'm out in the wilderness and a spaceship crashes and it's aliens and the person's like, the alien, I don't know if it's a person, but the alien's like, dude, I'm gonna give you nanobots and then you have to protect the solar system. Like I got to get to another solar system because they're after us. And I don't
You've
even
been
know.
So you think
chosen.
of it from like a superhero standpoint.
yeah,
You
from a
become the ultimate protector with
Yes.
nanobots.
Because if everyone's super, no one's super. But he gives it to me and then I learn how to use it and then try to save the world
Okay,
from
but,
aliens.
okay, that's what you
aliens.
think about when you sleep, and that's very like sci-fi. But you're going down the route too when you're opening of this is possible because we're doing certain things medically right now
Yes.
that we're running a 10-minute mile. We're going to be running a 3-minute mile with nanobots or whatever, right?
Yeah.
To the point where could you create an exoskeleton with nanobots, or not even exo,
Oh, yeah.
an internal skeleton,
In-
Yes.
an actual skeleton.
Entoskeleton.
I think it's just called a skeleton with nanobots to enhance, like your bones don't break anymore.
Yeah.
You have super strength because your body doesn't hurt anymore when you punch something.
Because you can use, like, you've seen people that can just slam dunk like it's nobody's business. It's because their body knows how to use the muscles to jump and propel, like to propel them in such a perfect way that would naturally happen with the nanobots because they'd know, like, oh yeah, if you lean this way and push this way and use this much force and you'd start to jump higher, run faster. Like it'd be pretty cool.
So even in your sleep scenario though, like, are you thinking we're going to get there at some point?
I do. I really do. I think it'll be way in the future, but I think we'll enhance technology. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some time in the future that like it almost just replaces your blood. Your blood is now just filled with just nanobot technology, or it's just in there and
Supplemented.
it's just always helping and trying to make things better.
Hmm.
That might be 200, 300 years down the road. Like I think we're
I
still
don't-
a long ways off, but
I don't know. You know, especially hearing your story that we're testing those things. I don't know if it's
True.
300 away.
Yeah. I guess if you
Well,
look at
maybe
how-
for like full
Becoming Iron Man.
upgrades, becoming Iron Man or full bodily upgrades.
True.
It would
Yes.
be more like medical procedures to instead of having a bypass or a heart valve bypass, you get these.
Yep.
And they help you in that way.
Oh yeah, that I would see. I bet you we see that in our lifetime. I bet you don't have bypass surgery anymore. I bet it's hey, these nanobots can survive.
Just inject
for,
this.
They live for 2.5 weeks. They'll naturally dissolve in your system and be kicked out. You might notice some more acne because they're dissolving and coming out through your skin cells naturally, but it'll go through and repair the damage that you've done from smoking or etc. But
It goes in and removes the fiberglass pieces out of your lungs that your body can't process.
yeah,
Or the plastic.
the
the
microplastics.
microplastics.
Yeah.
The nano. Here's another. Oh, I'm glad I remembered this. Who's seen the movie with Johnny Depp, and he gets into some artificial intelligence stuff, and then they try to shut the world down. Oh, what was it called? Transcendence. You never saw Transcendence?
No.
So he gets into some nanobot stuff where he releases them into the wild just to make all the water clean, so that you can go to any body of water and just drink it because it's clean. The nanobots go through and clean the parasites and the bad bacteria. It still leaves good bacteria is good for you.
I guess that's a good point though. We're thinking nanobots in the human body, but they're just robots. You put them wherever you want.
And so that was part of his thing is why couldn't you make every single puddle and river drinkable water? Why couldn't someone just go up to a river and get a glass and be like, that tastes really good. This tastes different than the river over there. So that's some implications too, where you could just make water clean, make the air better, repair the ozone. There could be some really cool stuff with nanotechnology. But again, some of that starts to get way sci-fi-ish, into the future.
Dude, it's kind of already sci-fi-ish. The fact that you're saying we're putting microscopic robots in bodies to destroy whatever cells we want. That's pretty sci-fi.
Yeah, so they're in
especially considering back in the day they just throw leeches on you when you had a cough,
yeah.
to cure your whatever.
Well, to
Exactly.
consider 100 years
Bloodletting.
ago, surgery was a very dangerous thing. It was we're gonna do surgery, but hopefully they live. And now it's just a no big deal. Yeah, let's just knock you out, cut this thing out. So
When's the last time you heard of somebody dying in a surgical procedure that wasn't 90 years old?
it happens, but not very often.
Very rare.
So it could happen. I think I think it'll happen one day, and I'm excited. So a lot of the research I've seen, it's just on animals, which that's how normally things go. It's animal testing and see how it works out, and then they could start to do human trials and go from there. I mean, you have Elon Musk that's doing the
Neuralink.
Neuralink.
I mean, it's
That's
not nanobots, but I'm on board.
but that's very
You're on
similar.
to Neuralink.
I'm on board, dude. With the idea of Neuralink, I'll say, not actually
This
Neuralink.
guy, I don't get it.
What?
I don't like advertisements, but hook me up to Neuralink. I can.
I want to be connected.
Elon Musk, daddy, hook me up to your mainframe, but don't get into my phone.
No, I want to be enhanced. I don't want them to control my enhancement.
True, you want to be able to program your enhancements.
Yeah, if I knew Neuralink was 100% successful and I could be connected to the internet via Neuralink or whatever, why wouldn't I do that?
Is the government?
Yeah, I don't. But obviously, I'd be like, yeah, but there's that kind of fear of
But Elon Musk is probably the one to do it because he's very some of the things he said lately. He said something about Walt Disney was blackmailing him to put advertisements up, and he was like, no, screw you guys. I'm not gonna do it. You can't blackmail me with money. I do not care. So he might be the one to sign up with.
He's a wild card, I'm sure.
yeah, dude, I'm down for nanobots.
Okay.
When
He also
when they're fully
thinks-
developed.
He also thinks that the world isn't populated enough, so he puts Neuralink in you, and then he flips a trigger, then you just start having sex with everybody.
Why is that a bad thing?
Yeah. What's the con of that?
Oh my
Yes. Can we walk down that rabbit hole?
god! Make your nanobots. Do
You
it.
bring up a good point though. Neuralink's controlled by an entity.
Yeah.
One individual essentially.
Yeah.
There is a fear in that of okay, well, what's
What if he goes crazy?
the implications if he goes crazy?
Take that into your nanobots. It's kind of the same thing. How do those work? When
So
you
that's
start
what-
once you start putting intelligent things in your body that are, that think for themselves or connect you to this thing, that's when it starts getting a little weird. It's true.
So going back to what I think about when I get the nanobots injected into me from the alien, they I am in control. Like I'm the one that has to learn how to use it. I'm in 100% control. And I think that's why it's fun to think about, because it's not like someone else is like, hey, I injected you with it. Let's see what happens. It's a no, I'm the one that's.
These are yours
well,
now.
Yeah. Well, what can I, like, can we make my fist stronger? Oh, yeah, I guess we could. Like, it's almost like I have a nanobot friend, which would just be myself, that I'm trying to like figure out like what the capabilities are and ideas. And so that's where it's.
Which with Iron Man, he controls his own nanobots.
True.
Right.
Yeah.
They're his creation.
Right. But if I'm trusting Elon Musk to inject me with nanobots, there is a little bit of that fear, to be honest. So like, I don't know if this is really the path I want to go down.
Yep. True.
Until he shows me he can punch a hole in the wall with barely any effort and it not hurt him, then that'd be awesome.
Damn,
or he jumps off a skyscraper and he goes, "Come on down.
Sign me up to your army."
So there's nanobots. You guys think they're pretty cool now?
I think they're sick. I've always thought they were pretty cool.
Yeah, kind of, but it's not like magic. I'm still gonna roll my eyes when you bring it up every time.
Dude,
every episode.
It is kind of like magic, though.
Yeah,
some cool magic.
Yeah, it's like this. It's just a miracle that you have. It's like, oh, but nanobots will solve
everything.
it all.
Well, it's because like right now it's an idea, so you're idolizing the idea of a perfect world of nanobots.
Yep.
Yes.
Until we start seeing what's actually happening, well, it's gonna be like we're putting asbestos in our attics to keep ourselves warm. Like, this shit's great. 30 years down the line, we're like, everyone's dying. What's going on?
Let's put lead in our paint because of X, Y, and Z. And then we're like, oh, that's not good.
Until we see what it actually is going to be like for real, then we can make a decision.
But for now, it's magic.
Pretty fucking cool, man.
It's cool magic. Given to us from aliens to protect the solar system.
But only to you.
But only to me.
Yeah.
I would probably give it to other people. I definitely would.
You're going to inseminate everyone with your nanobots.
Yes.
Of course.
Is that how it works, Kevin? In your dreams?
No.
I need recruitment.
No, not really. But
why is your army comprised of only women?
That's just what happened. I'm sorry. I didn't write the comic book. Someone else did. Let us know what you thought on our socials about this episode and get back to us if you have any thoughts or feelings.
We're streaming on all major podcast platforms, so go check us out every Monday morning.